Here we go, everybody. Welcome to my top 5 big takeaways from the Wandavision show. Let's get right to it. As the Wandavision show comes to an end, all I can say is that it was a technical and cinematic marvel in every sense of the word. Obviously, there's a ton of Easter eggs and important moments, but here are my top takeaways moving on to the next stage of the MCU. First off, Wanda's power is off the charts, even topping Doctor Strange. This was confirmed by Agatha Harkness herself during the show. And moreover, she also explained how Wanda was able to seemingly resurrect Vision and make the Westview incident happen. So Wanda is capable of spontaneous creation and was officially coined as the Scarlet Witch. Not only that, we see in the final battle that she's embracing her magical abilities by using her runic magic against Agatha, while also reading from the Darkhold, or the Book of the Damned, in the ending cutscene. This was super interesting to me, since I know that Doctor Strange is going to spearhead the integration of the multiverse. So does this mean that Wanda is going to be his ally or a possible antagonist once the MCU gets an influx of characters from other dimensions or timelines? We'll just have to wait and see. Number 2, where is Vision and what does this mean for the character? So as we saw from their encounter in the library, Spectral Vision is now aware of his inception and his purpose. Plus, when Westview Vision was able to implant his memories from the previous movies to his counterpart, he realized the full extent of his capabilities and, well, his overall purpose. Now that the Westview incident created by Wanda has ceased to exist, and with it, Vision, where will the new Spectral Vision go? And what will his personality be like now that he has all of his previous memories? I don't know, but I'm super excited to find out. From what he said, he didn't seem combative once he received all of his memories. He seemed determined and ready to search for some answers. I don't know about you guys, but I'm super excited to see where this ends up going and what this will mean for the rest of the MCU storyline concerning Vision specifically. Number 3, PHOTON is going to be a major part of the MCU moving forward. So as we saw from the end credits scene in the season finale, we saw Monica Rambeau being approached by what appears to be a Skrull, and she mentions that she wants to take Monica to see an old friend. We know from the end of the previous MCU movies, specifically Captain Marvel, that Nick Fury is alive, and he's been working with the Skrulls all along. So I'm betting they'll have a reunion sooner rather than later. What this means to me is that they're going to likely use Monica Rambeau to set up the Secret Invasion show, and possibly even the beginnings of the integration of the Fantastic Four or the X-Men into the MCU, considering that they mentioned an astrophysicist that wasn't officially introduced during the show. We also saw that she was using her powers openly in the final battle, and it's clear that she's going to be an indispensable asset to the MCU moving forward. I, for one, am super excited to see where this goes and what role she begins to play with the integration of Marvel shows into the cinematic universe. Number 4, Marvel is teasing the arrival of the X-Men. So with the casting of Evan Peters as Quicksilver, I was extremely surprised, to say the least. I knew that Disney was going to try to introduce the Fox characters of the X-Men soon into the MCU, but I did not expect them to bring Evan Peters into the fray so quickly. Quicksilver is one of my favorite X-Men characters from the Fox Marvel universe, and I was super excited to see him come through in the WandaVision show. Unfortunately, as we came to see in the later stages of the show, he's not actually Quicksilver. From what the show told us, he's a man named Ralph Bonner, who was under Agatha's control all along through a necklace enchantment, and was used to keep Monica in an attic during the final battle. I'm honestly not sure where they're going and how they're going to explain this decision. I kind of wish they would have stayed with him as Quicksilver in general and explained it as just a one-off recast instead of just giving him a random Westview resident name as part of the storyline. What I am excited about, though, is their willingness to introduce the previously established X-Men actors and actresses and their related characters from the Fox universe into the MCU, and I am beyond hyped to see how they do this moving forward. My guess is that they're going to use the Westview incident to say that Wanda was able to activate the X gene in a few of the individuals that we saw in the WandaVision show. And that is how the mutants are going to be introduced into the MCU. Now, I could be wrong, but it's better to be surprised with an even better integration. Finally, number 5. The Marvel television shows are going to have a huge impact on the MCU. As we saw on the scale and the attention to detail that Marvel placed on the WandaVision show, we can clearly tell that the shows on Disney Plus are going to have a massive influence and impact over the cinematic universe and the rest of the films moving forward. I, for one, am stoked to see how the storylines connect and influence the movies as the new characters and story plots are brought into the fray. We already know that Marvel isn't afraid to play with their timelines, as Dr. Stephen Strange is going to be one of the main characters leading the charge into explaining and expanding on the multiverse, as well as Loki, with his show explaining how the events of the Avengers Endgame movie had ripples across space-time and the time continuum within Marvel. There you have it, everybody. My top 5 biggest takeaways from the WandaVision show. Overall, I give the show a solid 9.5 out of 10. Not all the episodes were completely perfect, but hey, it was their first attempt at a major television show that has to connect to a grander cinematic universe, and it was executed almost perfectly. A couple of the episodes were a bit slow for me and could at some points be described as filler-y, but I loved the style, and I loved the cinematic undertaking of incorporating over 5 different decades of sitcoms and different styles into a brand new television show that had sky-high expectations, and oh boy, did they deliver. As always, credit to Kevin Feige and everybody who worked on the production side for keeping the ship rolling with one creative vision all the way. Moving forward, we can be sure that WandaVision will have immediate and substantial repercussions on the rest of the shows and on the MCU. As you know, next up on the docket is Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and you can bet that I will have every single episode covered for you guys with reactions, breakdowns, Easter eggs, and a lot of other fun videos for you guys to enjoy. Finally, I wanted to thank every single one of you for your support as I've embarked on my expansion from just doing content on TikTok and Twitch to YouTube and all of my other platforms. Trust me when I say I couldn't have done it without you guys. Having said all of that, there's a lot of cool projects moving forward, and I'm glad that I can share this journey with all of you. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and don't forget to hit that notification bell icon so you can get instant notifications when my videos and my live streams go live on my channel here on YouTube. Thank you so much for your time, and remember, it's 5 o'clock somewhere, which means island time is all the time. Have a great day, everybody.